She's loud and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shade walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let game, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, but laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right, yeah, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah. Yo, turn the lights down low.
Welcome to Shades Tube. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It is Thursday, May the 29th, 2025. Happy born day to all of my May babies, and I hope you guys have a beautiful birthday. And happy and blessed Friday to everyone. It is 11:54 p.m. out here on the West Coast, guys. Tonight we have Diddy trial day 12. Gene Deal allegedly was banned from the courthouse because he got into an altercation. Mia gave a very explosive testimony today, and I have some insight to if they think Diddy is going to be actually convicted. Also, guys, I have a story for you guys about this mom who had to do what anybody would have done. She had to basically unalive. I don't know if she unalived the dude, but I know she shot the dude. And she shot this dude. He's a PEDO. She caught him in bed. I don't know if it was with her child, 12 years old or what, but that's where she got him at. So I'm going to tell you guys about that story as well. All right? So go get you something to drink and relax in seat bed. If you are at work, continue to do your job, or watch me or listen to me on the down low, because I don't want y'all to get fired. All right? Welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches this in the replay. Let's go ahead and do that copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area. Part of it is scrolling across that black banner, and it will be in my comment area once this video is done. Sometime, soon, okay? Y'all, if y'all want to show additional support for this channel, you can do that by doing a thumbs up for this video if you enjoyed this content. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit the bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share it and leave a comment. And you can do, if you want to, you can do a super sticker, super chat, or you can do a membership for $4.99 per month, or you can do a Cash App donation at $ Shades to me. And thank you guys in advance for all of that. Okay, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. All right, so let's see over here in the comments section. We got Jermaine in the place to be, and like always, he always have us a message up there. You guys can read it tonight yourself. Shades Tube was kind of tired tonight, y'all. So, but I'm gonna try to get through this live. So I had to get me some water. So it is what it is. All right. So let's take this down. So we're gonna go ahead and start this. So first, let me change this banner. Let me put on something else real quick. Hold on, y'all. So let's go ahead and put this on right now, okay? And then we'll turn the music down just a tad, a little bit more, okay? Because it's kind of loud. We'll put it on 10. All right. Actually, let's turn into this one right here. All right, a little bit softer. All right. So anyway, guys, I'm going to do a recap first on the Diddy's day. I think it's day 12 of his trial. And y'all know that has explosive testimony. Damn mosquito by Maya or Mia. I think her name is actually Maya. And like I just told y'all, Gene Deal tried to get access to the court, but he was banned because he got into an altercation, and that's tripped out. And then just a lot of whole other information regarding Diddy. But first, let me go ahead and do this recap real quick, and then I'll break down everything, and then we'll be done with Diddy for the night. And then I'll tell you guys the other story, and then that will be it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this real quick. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the summary of Diddy's thing today. It's a lot. So, okay, so Thursday, May the 29th, 2025. Okay, hold on. Let me get out. So, Mia's direct testimony, she got a direct examination by the prosecution, providing highly detailed and emotional testimony. She alleged multiple instances of sexual assault by Combs during her 8-year tenure at his as his personal assistant from 2009 to 2017. She described one alleged sexual assault happening in 2009 or 2010 when she awoke to Combs on top of her in her bunk bed at his Los Angeles home. She also alleged being sexually assaulted at his 40th birthday party in 2009 and forced to perform OX on him. Okay, and this happened while she was helping him pack for a trip. Maya claimed Combs often used a combination of physical force, psychological manipulation, and threats to coerce her into sexual acts. Maya describes a toxic work environment beyond the sexual assault allegations. Maya painted a picture of a chaotic and toxic work environment. She stated she often worked for days without sleep, up to 5 days straight, as Combs' demands were relentless. Her duties range from small little tasks like cracking his knuckles to handling his taxes. She testified that Combs' mood could change in a split second, shifting from happy to chaotic, and that she was constantly on edge. She stated she was not allowed to lock her doors when staying in his guest house and could not leave without his permission. I just can't get over the part where she said that he had her cracking his knuckles. This is so damn crazy, you guys. Anyway, corroboration of previous state testimony. Maya also corroborated previous testimony from Cassie and stylist Deontay Nash regarding Combs. Regarding Combs' alleged violence toward Cassie. She recounted witnessing Combs violently assaulting Cassie in 2013, including throwing her into a wall and slamming Cassie's head into a bed corner, causing a bloody gash. Maya said she and Nash attempted to intervene by jumping on Combs' back. She testified she felt terrified and confused and ashamed and scared. Now, during these incidents, she realized that they were in real danger. She described other instances where Cassie sustained injuries like a black eye, fat lips, due to alleged abuse from Combs. Now, Maya talked about the freak-offs too. She testified about stocking hotel rooms with items like baby oil, personal lubricant, and candles for the freak-offs. She also said they had DRUG, fueled FUELEDX marathons involving Combs, Cassie, and male escorts, and then having to clean up the rooms afterward. So she said that the room would have a lot of wax in it, broken glass, and sometimes blood, like Mrs. Blood. Okay, that's disgusting. Anyway, when we talk about power and control, Maya detailed how Combs' influence extended to her daily life, including allegedly using his name to get out of traffic tickets and his security personnel tracking her if she left his property without permission. Okay, I mean, a lot of people probably do that using, Anyway, Maya is expected to continue her testimony Friday, May the 30th, as the prosecution continues to build its case against Sean Combs. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so Maya talked about a lot of stuff today in the courtroom. Okay, I got some more stuff that she said, broke it all down and stuff. But Jermaine said that he believes everything Maya said. I don't know if I believe every single thing that these people say, but I definitely believe a lot of stuff that they do say. Because everybody can't be lying. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be some truth somewhere. And I definitely believe that he was, physically assaulting Cassie on more than one occasion. Okay, I definitely believe that. All right. So let's see what else Maya said. Hold on, let me look and see. And I forgot to change this damn banner, so let me change that real quick. And let me do this. I forgot to change it. Y'all. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. Okay, let's see. On the wrong phone. I was wondering why I couldn't find it. It's on the wrong phone. Let's see. I know you said you believe her, Jermaine. Hold on, y'all. Let me get the information out. So let's see here. So first thing first. Hold on, let me go down. So first thing first. Maya went into more detail about the blood. Okay, let me tell you what she said. I got to wait till the page load up. Okay, so just be patient. So anyway, she said she had to clean up some pretty nasty scenes in the hotels where he stayed with Cassie, including some fluid she says he told her was period blood. That's disgusting. Um, so she said to the jurors that one of her jobs as Diddy's assistant was to clean up the hotel rooms before housekeeping due to concerns about embarrassing photos getting out. I wouldn't have done that. That's disgusting. She also testified that the rooms were often destroyed and they were really nasty. Okay. She said it was a nightmare. She said there would be candle wax everywhere, broken glass, oil on the walls, and sometimes blood, Mrs. Blood. Now, as we know, other assistants of Diddy have also testified about setting up hotel rooms in a similar manner. All right. Now, Maya also said it was her job to transport Diddy and Cassie to the hotels and set up their rooms, unpacking lotions, Astroglide lube, and white glade candles. Maya even testified Diddy once threw a bowl of spaghetti at her because she needed to put off one of his requests until she could go change her tampon. That's crazy. She said Diddy was telling her to go round up some people at his LA home, but she first headed to her room so she could change her tampon, telling jurors blood was dripping down her leg. What? This is nasty. First, listen, this is really disgusting, okay? First of all, you can wear tampons up until like 8 hours, all right? They recommend you wear them no more than about 6 because, toxic shock syndrome, all right? So who the hell sits around with a tampon on long enough for it to be, for the blood to go through? I mean, it depends on if you heavy, light, or whatever, but, they have different type of tampons. You got, the super, and things like that. So I'm thinking, I guess she had on a super, I don't know. But the thing is, in order for it to be filled up like that full, you had to have it on a long time. And that's disgusting. Okay? I mean, why even wait until it gets that wet, where it starts dripping down your leg? I mean, what does this have to do with these charges? For real. What does this have to do with that? That's nasty, man. Anyway, Maya testified that Diddy got upset because he wanted her to get his request done ASAP. And he had a bowl of spaghetti in his hand and he threw it at her, cursing her out and telling her to get out of his house. Okay, because she had to go to the restroom to change her tampon. Okay. She told jurors Diddy threw other things at her in separate incidents, including a computer and some turkey meat. If this is true, he has a real anger problem. And hopefully they get him some help about that because this does not even make any sense. A computer? Come on now. A computer. I got to read some of these comments. Somebody said, I am sick of all these snitches. Somebody else said they tired of hearing this. And then another person said there are no victims in this case because all of them so-called victims were willing participants. Okay? And it just sounds like, that's what they were. And it also sounds like, they were, just like somebody just said in this comment section, desperate to know someone famous and be their friend and then that money. Because how the hell you stand up there with a soaked up tampon with blood running down your leg? And first of all, why did you wait that long? Like I said before. And I mean, it's just disgusting, y'all. I don't know what to say with that. Somebody said this has got to be one of the most disgusting trials ever. How did this go on for so long? And then somebody said blackmail. By this point of the game, everyone knew they were filmed in very disgusting ways. Nobody wanted to open this mess. A lot more to come. Somebody said, what kind of job have you walking around with blood running down your leg? She had to have had that tampon in for a long time for it to be that soaked. I said that. Wonder what she had been doing up until that point. That's what I say. If that tampon was soaked like that, that's her fault. Damn, you can put a tampon on before you go to bed, right? And then you obviously will get up sometime throughout the night. I mean, you can sleep with it, for 8 hours if you want, but you can get up throughout the night and go to the bathroom. I mean, who lets those things do all that? This is weird. Somebody said, the same lady said she had to have had a tampon in for a long time for it to be that soaked. Wonder what she had been doing up until that point. All these people are sick and disgusting. And I say the same thing. Don't try that. They were so scared of stuff. Cassie went straight to the police when the money dried up. He has the same tapes now as he did then, and they are all singing. The only one black male seems to be him, and I can't stand him. And I say the same thing because, fear my ass. And thank you so much for tuning in. Fear my butt, because the thing is this right here. If she was that scared, she wouldn't have been telling somebody, I'm going to unalive you. And he right there going to unalive you again. Okay, that does not sound like a scared person. Also, she went out of the country. She went back and forth places. I mean, she had so many times to get away from this dude. When he took her on that shopping spree for $500,000, shit, she could have made her escape anytime. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all that money, because he was giving her an allowance. So she could have planned it. I don't believe that. I believe that they enjoyed getting that money. They enjoyed the perks of being with this dude or being his friend. Okay. And some of the stuff, I think they were, doing it themselves, on their own. And I think that Cassie was made to do stuff at times, but I also think that she also liked doing it. You can read those text messages and tell that, she may have been doing it to please him. But the thing is, certain things you just didn't have to start doing in the first place. And it probably is. I think, when he was fighting her, she might have gotten scared. But she did fight him back. She tried to anyway. She should have lit him up with something, and, guess what? Then he wouldn't be, talking right now. But, it is what it is. You would think if a dude is acting crazy like this, and then she's getting an allowance, right? She could have easily went and bought her, got training, and the next time he started trying to do what he was doing, then she just let him have it. You would think that's what she would have did, but she did say she was so in love with him and all this other stuff, and that's the reason why she was doing certain things to make him happy, and things like that. But still, I don't know about that letting people beat your ass and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just continuously coming back so he can do the same thing. I mean, that's something I just don't, I think it's not, I think it's kind of strange. You know what I'm saying? But again, people will do whatever it takes to get money, fame, and success. Okay. Somebody said, I'm definitely wondering why she did not take care of her feminine hygiene situation sooner. It's not something you can put off. You have a need and you have to take care of it. Not 2 hours later when it's a crisis. Just basic facts of life here. But we have to remember the kind of pig and monster he is. He probably made her keep working, wouldn't let her take a bathroom break. All you got to do is just go to say you got to pee. I mean, I wouldn't even tell him what I had to go do. Just go to the bathroom, damn. And then if he was doing all of this, why come back and continue to work for him? Whenever you get a chance to leave, why come back? Why? And isn't this the same lady who asked for her job back? Just like the other one did? This is weird. Yeah, she did say that, but he was also giving her an allowance. Okay, so you need to take that allowance, save some of it, put it in a separate bank account, go get your GUN, go take lessons, and the next time he started doing all that weird stuff trying to fight her, then she used self-defense. I don't understand this. Of course he was. That is some other stuff too. All of them were doing stuff. Let's see. Somebody said this is beginning to sound like bull. You know what? This lady said, I don't know how men and especially women don't know how a menses work. All women are different and so are their flows. Don't let any woman lie. We have all leaked. It's just a part of life. Aside from that, seems like he tried blackmailing with whatever he could use against them in any aspect. The thing about it, I don't know what all women have done when they are on their menses. And you cannot make me believe that all women let period blood run down their legs. I don't believe that. All right. I've never done it. Okay. When you wear a tampon, it's common sense. I mean, if you have a heavy leak, heavy flow, to put on a sanitary napkin along with that, just for added backup. And then it's also common knowledge that you should have an idea how long it takes for your body to fill up, the tampon. So therefore you'll go to the restroom and change it. I mean, especially if you done had a menses, for a long time, and clearly she was what, in her 20s, early 20s, so she had to have the menses long enough to know how it works. You know what I'm saying? Just no excuse for that. All right, yeah, people have little leaks, but it's not going down their legs, okay? It's not flowing down your legs and shit. Here, you have had people who have babies. And, a woman bleeds after she have a baby, right? Especially with her first child and maybe the second one. And, I never even had that happen to me then because, I had common sense to wear, things that you need to wear after you have a baby so you can prevent that. There's no excuse for that right there. Okay, there is no excuse. Blood dripping down her leg. What the hell? Somebody said, I believe it, but they all participated willingly. And I believe that too. I believe they all did everything, willingly. But I think when Diddy wanted his way, I do believe that he probably could have forced them to do things. And I also believe that he did, probably hit them and things like that and threaten them. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. Somebody said, I'm so tired of hearing about him. Well, then stop reading the damn articles and stuff. And then Sissy said, did we really need this information? Please, I said the same thing. Why did she even have to talk about that? Nobody cares. Just say you had to go to the bathroom and he wouldn't let you go. You didn't have to add all the other stuff. That's nasty. Yuck. Somebody said, get these clowns off the stand. If this man is convicted, it's clearly something personal. I don't trust any of them years later. That's what I'm saying. So Jermaine said he believed this other chick. But again, you waiting all these years to get up here and tell your story. And you can't say you were scared back then because he has more power now. He can really do some things now. Y'all, the person who did not testify, it's alleged rumor that she was paid off. Okay. And if that's true, that means that he had that done while he was incarcerated. So if he can do that, what else can he do while incarcerated? So they should be more afraid now than they were back then because now he has more power, more money, and everything. He done lost some money, but he still is making money. Okay, did y'all hear about they allege that he's renting out his jet or something? I can't remember what they said. And he's making money off of something, I think I still got the article on my phone. I'll tell you guys about it and stuff. But this girl, this is disgusting. Okay, let me see what else Maya said. Because that was a hot ass mess. Let me see what else is going on here. So we got the blood. We take this off my phone. That's disgusting. Okay. So what else did she say? Let's see what else she said. Hold on, y'all. Let me find it and make sure. Okay, let me go here and just recap everything she said real quick. Hold on. It's Kobe on here. Let's do this. Hold on, y'all. Let me see what all she said. Let's see, y'all. Hold on for a minute. Disgusted, man. Let's see if this is the one I want to do it off of. I don't want to use this one. Let's see. So she also said that Combs raped her. Okay, let's see. She said she could not tell him no. Hold on. Wait. She said, I could not tell him no about anything. And then she also testified about the first time Combs allegedly actually assaulted her. Okay. And then the defense questions former Cassie stylist, Maya, about Cassie meeting Michael B. Jordan. Okay, let's see here. So, in regards to Combs raping her, and she said she could not tell him no about anything, Maya testified with her head down, and she was crying, and sobbing. She said that Sean Combs allegedly raped her inside his home on Beverly Grove Drive in LA. Now, according to her testimony, she was asleep in her room on the bottom bunk. On the bottom bunk. She previously testified Combs did not allow her to lock her door. When she remembered waking to the weight of a person on top of her, allegedly Combs. Maya told the court that she remembered Combs telling her to shh and using one hand to get his pants off. And then she said that Combs put himself inside her. She then broke down in sobs. She also testified that she just froze and did not react. She told the jury that she felt terrified and confused and ashamed and scared. Now, another time, Maya testified she was packing things in a bedroom closet when Combs came in. She said she looked up and he was standing right in front of her face. Then, in an even lower tone, Maya continued in her testimony, telling the court that Combs had his out. He grabbed her head and put it in there. Hey, Tony Bands, thank you so much for tuning in. And then the attorney said, did he put his in your mouth? And she said, yes. And then the attorney said, how did you feel? She said, like trash, scared, and ashamed. And then she asked, did you want to give Mr. Combs oral, Maya said no. Then she took some rapid breaths between words and phrases, testifying that she always worried about being physically hurt or having her reputation tarnished by Combs. She said, I did not want to get unalive or get hurt. She told the court she also worried Combs would fire her and twist the story into making her look like a threat. Asked why she did not tell Combs no, Maya testified, I could not tell him no about a sandwich. I could not tell him no about anything. Maya told the court that she did absolutely not want to be talking about the actual assaults she alleged Sean Combs committed against her, but that I have to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I also have a moral obligation because when you are scared into silence, these things continue to happen to others. Well, why did you wait all these damn years? Because in between all these years, if he was doing all these things that she claimed, people not telling makes it possible for other people to become victims. So, this lady said she did not want this to happen to others. So what about years ago? Why wait so long if you are concerned about this happening to others? Anyway, Maya told the court that the alleged sexual assaults by Combs were the most traumatizing, worst things that has ever happened to her. So tomorrow she will continue on with her testimony too, okay? So next she testified about the first time Combs allegedly actually assaulted her. That's what they was doing all day on day. Just what you just said. So Maya, the prosecution witness testifying under a pseudonym, testified that the first time Sean Combs allegedly actually assaulted her was a few months into her job as his personal assistant while they were at the Plaza Hotel in New York for his 40th birthday. Okay, so the prosecutor asked, did you ever want to engage in sexual activity with Mr. Combs? And she said she did not. Now, Combs had rented the penthouse and asked to speak with Maya alone in the kitchen, she told the court. He was saying what a good job I was doing and that I did not have to be nervous or scared to come to him. He said he noticed I was doing a great job, sort of like we are going to be working closer together. Then Maya testified that Combs gave her 2 shots of alcohol. I remember thinking like, whoa, did I not eat or something? Because they affected me. Like I felt like they hit me kind of hard. Okay. Then she said I was in my 20s in New York and 2 shots would not have made me feel that way. Now, according to her testimony, Maya said she remembered standing against a wall. All of a sudden, his face got closer. My eyes couldn't focus on his face because they were so close. He put his arm next to my head against the wall and leaned in to kiss me and put his other hand up the side of my dress. And then the prosecutor asked again, did you want Mr. Combs to kiss you? Maya said no. And then the prosecutor asked again, did Mr. Combs put his hands up your dress? Maya told the court yes. And then the prosecutor asked, did you want him to do that? Maya testified no. That alleged incident was not the only time that Combs made an unwanted sexual advance to her, Maya told the court. Okay, so the next thing, what did y'all say? If you are concerned about other kids or other people get actually assaulted, you shouldn't be concerned about being embarrassed. She just said the reason she came forward now is because she didn't want anything to happen to anybody else. But the thing is, how many years later is this? And so all these years later, Sean Combs, if he did the stuff, he had all the opportunity in the world to do this to other people. Okay, if these people would have told, he couldn't, hurt anybody else if he actually, was raping people and things like that. So these people concealing all of this, saying they were so scared to do this, but they weren't scared to come back to their job. They weren't scared to write notes asking him to hire them back and things like that, or to get that money and be shopping and things like that. It just doesn't add up for me. It just doesn't. When you're scared of somebody, in my opinion, you be trying to figure out a way to get away from them. Even if you do have to stay there for a minute, you try to figure out how you can get away from them. You use whatever resources that you have. Especially with Cassie, he's giving her an allowance. You could definitely, try to get away from this dude with that money. And even move your mom if you think he's going to retaliate against your mom. She had enough money that she probably could hire armed security to stay around her all the daggone time. See, the thing is, I don't think with Combs, people just basically didn't do anything back. You know what I'm saying? I think if somebody would have went off on his ass, for real, I bet you he probably would have stopped doing all this stuff. If people are not standing up against a person that is doing, bullying, doing weird shit, threatening you, you know, um, raping you and doing this weird stuff, they're gonna continue on doing it. Especially if it's someone like your boss or, like Sean Combs, you are his personal assistant, and he's gonna take full advantage of all of that because he know you need the money and things. Then he know that him being a star, most people, they want to, be around him. You know what I'm saying? So he can play it, manipulate and all that stuff and play it right, to encourage these people to stay around him. But at the same time, I still say the people, especially the women, you have to get away from that. And whatever money you get from this dude, the time you choose to stay there, whatever the case is, until you activate your plan, you should be saving that money, so when you leave, you can really disappear. And I still say they should have been, I don't know about the New York Police Department, but they should have been telling somebody, some law enforcement, because I feel like if they would have told, I don't think this would have carried on for so long. And then no telling how many other people, victims that we don't know about. So if you go ahead and tell, you can decrease the amount of victims that this person can have or that person can have in the future. So, and that's nothing. You're scared. You were scared back then, but you're not scared now. I keep on saying that because it doesn't make any sense. If you were scared back then, you should be even more terrified now. Shit, he got more money. He can do more things. Like all these yes people. And then that's another thing too. Oh my God, I'm so tired. But that's another thing too, y'all. You got all of these men, security, watching him beat up Cassie. It is just plainly ridiculous. I only heard about this lady Maya and Deontay Nash, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. These are the two that I heard that actually tried to stop Diddy. Okay, even though I believe that they should have took it further. And then I'm wondering too, when the security people saw him beat Cassie, somebody should have beat his ass, because sometimes people need that done to them. You know what I'm saying? And that probably would have woke him up. He probably would have tried to hire and do something else though, but you may still have to retaliate back. I just think if people would have stood up to this dude, if he did all of these things, I just think it would have turned out differently. You said Diddy is a gatekeeper. He can make it virtually impossible for them to advance their career. Right, but listen, if somebody beating the shit out of you, okay, treating you like a dog, disrespecting you, who cares about the career at that point? He could have easily unalive Cassie the way he was hitting her, kicking her and stuff. She's blessed to be able to have children because all that kicking and stuff. Career, forget that career when somebody is beating the crap out of you, when someone is, playing games like that, doing all this weird shit. If it's true, forget the career advancement. I mean, so her not saying anything for all these years, all of these people. So have we seen them in anything or music out that really, did well or anything else? So I mean, if they would have did something back then and told, it got some charges filed back then, I don't think he would have been able to do as much as he claimed he could do. I just don't. Look at him now. And he got more money now. He got more everything now. A lot of victims won't come forward. Shoot, it's probably a lot. So if they would have told a long time ago, these victims would not be here right now. Okay? Because he wouldn't be able to have any more victims because he would have been incarcerated. But honestly, they didn't have to tell. All Cassie should have done is did what I just said. She should have took some of her money, saved it in a different account, don't say a word, plan her getaway, but at the same time, go get her a GUN legally, go to the range and learn how to shoot it. And then the next time he put his hands on you, then you show him what's up. And therefore, he wouldn't be doing it anymore. Okay, it's simple. Of course, but still, you cannot let your career come before your life. Because what if you would have unalived someone? Allegedly, they claim he did, but I'm just saying, we don't know if he did or not. So you mean to tell me, like, all these other little allegations of him, having a relationship with men. So you mean to tell me these men care more about their careers than they do if they're not bi? They care more about their careers than getting messed up mentally and possibly physically because they didn't want to do that. He made them do it allegedly because he used manipulation and all types of tactics, getting them drunk and doing things like that. If this is true, so we're gonna say allegedly. So you mean to tell me these people care more about their careers? That's crazy. Because if I was put in that situation, y'all, I'll tell you straight up. I'll be concerned about my career, but I'll be thinking about my safety. And I may not run out and tell the police like that, but I'm going to be telling the proper authorities. But at the same time, I also have me something. Now, with Cassie, he probably used to check everything, made it very impossible for her to do certain things. But like they always say, let's see if I can get this right. Where there is a will, there is a way. All right? Okay. So it is what it is. Hey Kimby, what's up? What's up? How you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. I got a straight up headache tonight. Oh my God, I have to put my pants like I'm cold. My pajamas. You said, Jermaine. No, Tony said facts, Jermaine. And then you said, I don't know about the music industry, but remember what Oprah and Tyler Perry did to Monique for calling them out. Yeah, but you can't use that. You cannot hide behind it all the time. That's why these people get away with everything. All right, you cannot hide behind that. So what if your career get messed up from calling someone out? If you call them out to the proper sources, their career is going to get messed up too because they're going to damn jail or prison. Okay, and then you're saving other people from this, this situation going on right here, and possibly kids and stuff. Because if he was put under a long time ago, in more ways than one, if he did do anything to Justin Bieber, it would have never happened. Okay, so you got to think about that. You really do. You can't sit up here and let these people get away with stuff because you don't want your career messed up, but yet he's messing up other people's lives. How does that make sense? And then y'all worry about snitching. What if that was your daughter or your son or your wife or your sister or brother? You got to think like that. Who didn't work for years? Oh, yeah, she didn't. And that's why when you did work before, you saved some money in that account. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know what may happen. Because you don't work for years. If somebody in your life, you're not going to work ever again. Okay? Or if somebody does so much mental trauma to you, you can still end up not having a career. Or having a career, but you're not happy with it because that all the stuff that this dude has done to you throughout the years is going to be, showing. It's going to make a person unhappy. So the thing is if somebody's doing something to you, like they claim Diddy did, I honestly feel like they should have, told, point blank, because you're trying to save not only yourself, but you are also trying to save any future victims. Okay, point blank. You can't be your career. The career thing, yeah, I know you're concerned about it, but you should be thinking more about you and how to help other people out from being a victim. Because this thing, you got Justin Bieber, allegedly. You got so many, even though Justin Bieber came out and said Diddy never did anything to him. But, we don't know if that's absolutely, 100% true. We don't know that. Say what now? You said also, hold on, you said also keep in mind, let me put this up here automatically. That type of assets that working for Diddy provides. Well, we know, but still, you cannot let that come before your safety, okay, and before your health and things like that. You can have all types of success, but if your ass is messed up mentally or messed up physically, because this dude up here having X with you, and he probably didn't wear no type of you know, the C word protection or anything, ain't no telling what he just subjected people to. What if this dude have, actually transmitted disease or something, and then he give us to you, please? Right? They definitely care more about their careers, because sometimes you have to let the cards fall where they fall. If somebody's doing something illegal to you or harmful, you're not your career. You should be worried about yourself first and worry about him doing it to other people. You'll still get your career back in maybe a year or two or something like that, but you'll get it back. At least you're not going to be messed all up inside and outside because this man is, doing the most to you. Of course, it's never easy, but you have to walk away. We do a lot of things that are not easy, and yet, we are tempted to do a lot of things that are not easy. Okay, but yet people will still try to do it. And so, in the case of this right here going on with Sean allegedly beating people and doing the most, you have to do what you have to do to get away from people like this. You can't sit around here and make excuses, because the excuses are the thing that helps you to stay right where you're at. Okay. So that's why you get me thinking about those excuses and things like that. You have to think about, staying safe, helping other people stay safe, and getting this person off the street. Point blank. I definitely believe he did mess with people, but I also believe some of these people were doing stuff because they wanted to, at times. I don't think these people are as innocent as they are trying to pretend. Because in order to deal with this dude like they were dealing with him, you got to wonder if some of these people are strange too. Because all this stuff they said that went on, all the Astroglide, the other stuff, the DRUGS. This is just weird. I wouldn't even want to be around that environment. I'm going to be perfectly honest, y'all. I would not even want to be around that environment. Like I told y'all a story about when I first moved here to Cali, and we were staying at a hotel in Simi Valley. No, not in Simi Valley, in Stevenson Ranch, right? And I met this girl. Actually, my other daughter met the girl, and she was an actress. She was on that show that the Wayans brothers did. There'll be a menace to society by drinking something in the hood. I think that's the one she was on. And she was the girl who was, I think she was out doing a laundry or something. I can't remember. Chewing gum or something. And they was talking, one of the Wayans brothers was trying to talk to her or something like that. But anyway, if I was watching the movie, I could tell you who it is. But we met her and we all hung out together and stuff. And I think 2 nights later, I think we went to pick up Orlando Brown. That's a raving guy. Yeah, the one be up on the line doing the most. We went to pick him up to hang out with the girl. I can't remember this girl's name for nothing. I know my daughter probably remember her name. And Orlando was drunk as hell. I ain't gonna lie. It looked like he was drunk. It could have been on something else, but he looked like he was drunk. This dude went in that restroom and stayed in there so damn long. And when he came out, he was drunker than he was before he went in. Okay, so later on, I think the next day or the day after that, they had a party, had all the stars there. Aaron Hall was there. Sorry about that, y'all. Aaron Hall was there. A lot of people were there. And they invited my daughter, and she had already told me my mom is not gonna come. And so they invited my daughter, but my daughter said she wasn't going because you know what's going on in that day at those type of parties. They rented like 2 or 3 rooms and had a party in that hotel. I'm not joking. And we didn't go because we already knew what that environment would consist of. And I don't smoke and I don't drink and I certainly don't do all of other drugs. So therefore, I knew that I wasn't going to be like I knew that environment wasn't going to be enjoyable for me. So I was like, no. I had told my daughter no from the start. And so she told him I don't, go to parties and stuff. And she didn't go either. But I'm saying, well, certain type of things are going on at certain celebs places. It doesn't matter how much fame they have or what type of stuff they can help you with. It shouldn't matter. It does matter for some people, but it shouldn't matter if this celeb is threatening you or putting you in danger or threatening your life. You know what I'm saying? Or your safety. You shouldn't have to pay. You should not have to risk yourself for fame, success, money, and everything else that come with it. What blank? Of course, which is crazy. But now you want to come up here, you want to complain when something go down, or you want to come back up here and complain or something did go down. You want to complain about it 20 years later when you should have complained about it, did something about it. Right when the person did it to you, or if you need to wait some, a year later you can go and do file charges and things like that. But a lot of people didn't do that. They held on to this for years and years and years and years. What blank? You said some of these people would sell their souls to work for a superstar like Diddy. Shit, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm not being nobody's personal assistant because I'm not about to be sitting up here cracking your knuckles and shit and all this weird shit, dude. I think I'm just as just as special as you are. Shit, you just got more money and fame. Shit, I'm just as important as you are. I'm a star too. So if you think I'm getting ready to crack your knuckles and shit and treat me like I'm your slave, you got me effed up. So no, I could never take a position like that from any celeb because you're not gonna have me doing all that. The only way I could do something, a position like that, if the celeb is treating me with respect and don't be asking me to do no weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not doing it. Shit, I'm supposed to be your personal assistant. I'm not your damn maid. So it wouldn't work with me. You know what I'm saying? And I know before I moved out here, I had a long time ago when I was first moved to ATL. I had put an application thing, a resume online, and people were hitting me up from LA because I was trying to get out to LA then, right? And somebody hit me up about being a personal assistant, and they try to act like he wasn't doing nothing personal. But when I talked to other people in the business, they was like, nah, they be having you do everything. Sometimes they even want people to cook their meals and shit, and about not doing all that. So I don't give a damn what they promise. Yeah, but again, that's a choice. Okay, for some people, you know, everybody. Let me tell you something. Back in the day, when Diddy used to have those all-white parties, and he was saying the real party starts after this party, everybody knew he was talking about some deviant shit. Okay, it was rumors going all around talking about Diddy and his parties. When he dated Cassie, what he was doing to Cassie, he made her cut her hair allegedly, all types of stuff, get breast enlargements, all types of stuff. It was all types of rumors going around. Okay, so with all these rumors going around, um, I think everybody already knew that if you go to a party of his, there's a slight possibility that it will be alcohol and drugs there. Period. So they had a choice not to attend those parties, especially if they didn't get down with Diddy. The things that Diddy was doing. So why would I want to go to one of his parties if there are rumors running around saying certain things about him? Everybody can't be lying. Mace always said a lot of things with him. He sure did. That's why he left. Mace left, honey. So he probably saw some of these freak offs. Facts remain. A lot of them have said they have sold their souls. So where did he got that at? Let's see. So you said this right here. Let's see. So you said some of these people will sell their souls to work for a superstar like Diddy. Is sad. They sure will, which is crazy. It's a good thing you really can't sell your soul, but they'll do a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? To work for Diddy, and people would still do that if they could. Okay, so we already went through that. So you said she was only getting paid $50,000 a year, but for a 20-year-old, $50,000 a year, $50,000 a year. That's an excellent salary, for some young adults. Okay, and plus, she just told you guys that she used his name to get free things. So I mean, getting free things, using his name, and then getting 50,000 a year. She probably thought she was living good. So she was promised 55,000. Okay. 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 Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Let me go get my clothes. Y'all talk in the chat. I'll be right back. Y'all knew this was coming. Hold on. Oh man. And I need to stand up anyway, but man, I'm getting tired sitting at this computer. Hold on, y'all. Let's take a little break real quick. So hold on for a second. So while we take a break, let me put this song back on for y'all to hear, okay? Let me take a break and take me a Tylenol as well. I got a headache. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this other music off real quick. So let's listen to this while we take a little break real quick, okay? Let's change this thing back. And we're going to take a little break, a little 3-minute break.
She's loud and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Mike hot, crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section. She call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let gang, we back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right, yeah, late night with Shay.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. And you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and finish out what we was talking about now, okay? I woke up a little bit, taking that little break, man. I'm not gonna lie, because I get tired sitting up here, when I'm tired already. Okay, so as we was talking about this girl, you know, like I was saying, you know, I understand that, people want fame and success and money and things like that, but when you have to risk your safety, your body, and things like that in order to get this, it's just not a good deal. You know what I'm saying? If all these allegations and accusations and things are true, what they say about Sean Combs, I don't understand how people stood there and kept on coming back. Even if they came back a couple of times or even just a month, I don't understand how some of these people kept coming back for months at a time, for years, and didn't say a word and took all of this alleged abuse from him. And then also watched him beat the hell out of Cassie. I just don't understand that. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, if I was there is no way, even if he would have had to hit me and stuff, I don't think I could stand there and watch him beat that girl like that. I know I couldn't, because like I told y'all the story where I helped that girl, one late night, when I saw the girl walking down the street and the man was telling, hollering at her, out of his car. He was slowing down, like riding across up close to the curb, saying stuff to her. She was crying and stuff. And I turned back around to see what was wrong with her. That was the night when the man ran up to my car and got himself effed up. Y'all remember me telling y'all about that, right? My allergies messed up too tonight. Damn. Let me turn this here back on. Yeah, the ceiling fan. But so I know I couldn't have stood around and watched him, beat the hell out that girl continuously like that all the time. I just wouldn't be able to do that. That's crazy. How could you stand around and watch a dude do this and then say you were scared of him retaliating? That's just, to me, that's just another cop out. And this is why so many crimes are done and people don't do anything about it, because they're so scared of people retaliating back or taking things away from them or messing up their careers and things like that. It's crazy. You said the most she ever made was $100,000. Okay. If they were scared then, I still say they should be still afraid now. And it probably is a combination of both. But you talk about all these men, they're afraid of Diddy. Please, okay? I don't believe they were all afraid like that. I just really don't. They could have been, because I'm not them. But I'm just saying I don't believe it. I believe it was more about that damn money and getting their careers messed up. I think I turned the damn ceiling fan completely off. I believe it was more about that money than anything. It would be perfectly honest, in their careers. I do not believe everybody was petrified of Diddy like they try to act like they were. I just don't believe it, y'all. I seen Diddy one time, and that was in 2013 when I first moved out here. This little silver fan is going fast. Oh no, that's too fast. I met him one time, and when I met him in person, you would have never thought this man was doing all these things, because he was just a smiling and talking and waving and doing the most. You wouldn't even think he was doing all these things. And just think, in 2013, when I met him, Usher was there, all of them was there. So he was doing stuff then too. Okay? And people were not saying a word. That's crazy, because they don't want to mess up their career, and because of the money. That's why he was allegedly, paying, people or trying to pay people. But people will do almost anything for money. You got people unaliving people, for money. So it is what it is. Okay, so let me say what else. Let me tell y'all what else she did. What else she said. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Maya told the court that Sean Combs once threw a computer at her in his trailer while on the set of a music video in LA. The Wi-Fi was not working. That's what Maya told the court. And when she told Combs technicians were working on the issue, Combs allegedly interrupted her. He cut me off and started screaming at me that I should not come back here until I figured out the Wi-Fi myself. He said, I don't care if you have to call Bill Gates. And then he chucked a computer at her head. Maya told the court. And the reason why this man was able to do all of this is because everybody allowed him. Okay, point blank. Damn. So he gets mad, allegedly. He gets mad at her because the Wi-Fi is not working correctly, right? And he goes off on the weakest person because he know good and damn well he couldn't go out there and go off on the computer people, not the computer people, but the Wi-Fi technicians. Because one thing, they may react back. You know what I'm saying? This is weird. Anyway, she further testified that at another time in the kitchen of Combs' house, after a night at a club, Combs ordered her to go get everybody IHOP right now. Okay, I mean, you are the assistant. Some of this is ridiculous, you guys. Okay, I mean, this is why I could never be an assistant, because they do tell you to go get food, go get coffee, whatever. You're doing all their personal errands and everything else. She said, we've been out since 8 in the morning, like go, go, go. Maya told the court, saying that she then turned to go to her room because I was on my period and needed to change my tampon. Okay. And then that upset Combs. He was pissed. Like, yo girl, I told you now. He said, no, yo girl, I told you now. I didn't tell you to go to your room. Okay. And then Maya said, she started talking about the blood thing. I'm not going to go back over that again because that's disgusting. Then the next day, she claims she was informed that she was going to be suspended without pay. Well, you know what? Maybe she should have went on and let that happen and then just quit altogether. So throughout the whole entire testimony, they said that she didn't hardly look up. Okay. She kept her head down, speaking into her lap. She probably kept her head down because she could see Combs sitting right there. Okay. She said sometimes he treated me like his best friend, his working partner. Then sometimes he treated me like I was a worthless piece of crap. And then she took a pause to sip from a water bottle. She said he would humiliate me. He would curse at me. He would go on really long extended rants about how incompetent and stupid I was. And then he would threaten my job. So why stay around a person that does this? Damn. Then Maya told the jury that Combs would dangle job opportunities before her or threaten to take them away, depending upon his mood. He would say things like, one day you can do whatever you want at any of my companies. And then other times, she alleged, Combs would threaten to take away her television credits or to scrap projects on which she worked. Okay, Maya also testified that Combs gave her drugs. On one occasion, she alleged that he gave her MDMA and told her that I was now a part of the Breakfast Club, which she testified was a close circle of friends that party through breakfast. It was like a cool kids club, okay? Maya told the court that she witnessed Combs take drugs at inappropriate times. One was at a board meeting, while another one was at Chelsea Handler's TV talk show. Maya told the court that she remembered thinking of Combs, when was I going to have to pull him aside and tell him, you are a little crazy at the moment? Maya also testified, as other witnesses have, that Combs kept drugs in a Louis Vuitton pouch, calling it sort of like a traveling medicine cabinet. Okay. So what do you guys think about that? Let's go to read y'all stuff. He said everybody don't have morals. Even that out of shape, self-righteous hypocrite Gene Deal didn't turn on Diddy until after he didn't work for him anymore. That's because he wanted that damn money. Always remember that money. If you can get, if Sean is giving your ass 5,000, 10,000, 20, 30, 40, 50,000, 100,000, especially if you was poor as hell or didn't have anything, that much, you got to be jumping on that. It takes a really strong person to turn all of that down and go and report this dude or to beat the hell out of him point blank. You say he's mentally ill, not sure why everybody can't see this. Narcissistic personality disorder, I think it's called. He probably is. I mean, I know one damn thing, he think everything should go his way. And he definitely is a narcissist and manipulative and controlling. At least that's what I think. You said a lot of them stay for money, and he was a lot of people. Allegedly. Okay, so then Maya tells the court about the hotel nights. So we already went over this, so I'm not going to go back into that again. Okay, because we already know what she did. But Maya took a lot of stuff. And the reason she had her head down, I believe, is because, Sean Combs probably was sitting right there looking at her. And so she was probably feeling intimidated. Oh, thank you, Kim. That's what she probably was feeling, intimidated, because he's sitting right there. But I still say, if they were afraid of him back then, why is it different now? For real, why is it any different now? Because he still can have things done. Okay, he can still mess up the careers. So why is it different now? Let's see what else I got here about her. Hold on, y'all. Okay. I think that's all of everything she talked about. I hope I didn't miss anything. Let's see here. So she also talked about Diddy, I guess, setting up Cassie with Michael B. Jordan. Let's see what she said with that right there. Okay, now this is according to TMZ. Let's see. So Deontay Nash, he was also up there on the stand again today. He finished his testimony. So let's see. So Deontay said, is this him right here, Deontay Nash? Yeah, this is him right here. Let me show y'all what he looks like, because I didn't know what he looked like. This is what he looks like. Okay, that's fair. Come on, y'all. Okay, so anyway, on stands today, yesterday, Nash said while he was in Miami to style rapper Lil' Kim, he confirmed he set Cassie up. Okay, so he set Cassie up with actor Michael B. Jordan. He was then asked about Andre Branch, a former NFL linebacker who Cassie also dated. Wow. So he said Combs' defense asked Nash whether he was aware of the relationship with Branch. He said, oh, the cute football player? Yes, but I never met him. He's also asked about an NBA player referred to only as Brandon. So Diddy's defense attorney, Xavier Donaldson, proposed to read text messages back and forth with Nash. Nash looks at the messages, and says, "Oh, you got some names in here." They proceeded to role play the exchange. Okay, some of Cassie's facial injuries seem to be referenced in the messages. Nash is asked if he was aware Cassie was having threesomes with other men. He replied, no, she didn't tell me. Nash is also asked about Diddy recording Cassie on her own phone, which he stands by. Nash also confirmed he had helped Cassie pick clothes for her court testimony 2 weeks ago. Okay, let me see what else they got. So they said before the jury was seated, the defense and prosecution teams spared over omitting a scrapbook belonging to former Diddy's assistant, Maya, was put into evidence. The scrapbook seemed to reference the 1997 murder of rapper, Biggie in LA. There's also conversation about social media posts and text messages. The prosecution also referenced the defense team sending a bunch of messages about Deontay Nash. So I wonder what they said, if this is true about the Biggie Smalls unaliving. So again, Nash is the one who said that he saw Diddy being violent with Cassie, and he also made Cassie's head bleed. And then they asked him, did he report it and why he didn't? And he said he feared retaliation. So he doesn't fear that same retaliation now, because I honestly feel like if Diddy wanted to do something, he can really do it now. You know what I'm saying? If he gets convicted, he can really do some things right there from that prison cell. So, these people are not scared now. They should be even more scared. You said that he is mentally ill. Not sure why everybody can't see this. Okay, we already went over this. You said you doubt what? Let's read a couple of these comments and see what people are saying. Somebody said Diddy is not going down by himself. Run, rats, run. Somebody said the case is a RICO charge for racketeering. All I have seen so far is just calling him a pervert and a weirdo. Let's see. And then he said, which don't get me wrong, all that baby oil isn't being used for good. But if they don't start getting to the racketeering, all they are doing is just dragging his name across the street for public shaming, which was already done when he got arrested. Somebody said Cassie received $20 million in the year of 2023. Why is there a trial? I don't know what this person is talking about right here. He said, thing needs to rot in jail. Then somebody said, for what? So I guess he's talking about Diddy. Somebody said, Cassie sure got around. She's a tramp. That's what somebody said. I'm just reading what these comments say, you guys. So, you talking about when I said that he can hire somebody? That don't mean nothing. If he if he, since he knew he was trying to turn, he knew he had to turn himself in, right? He could have easily, not saying that he did this, I'm just saying he could have easily had people, on standby just in case certain people talk, you know, and if he gets convicted, and then he could have told them, set it up before he even went, what they can do. And maybe not right now, but it could be like years down the line. It could be 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now. You can still have stuff done, from prison while you're in there. You're not going to say stuff over the phone or anything, but you could already set it up before you went there. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what else we got here. So he's the one who set Cassie up with Michael B. Jordan. Okay. So Diddy's former bodyguard alleges that Sean Diddy Combs paid Gina millions of dollars to not testify in the trial. And that's why I say he can do stuff from behind the jail cell, from in the jail cell. Because if this is true, that he paid this lady millions to not testify, that means he had already, did this stuff or got everything together before he even got incarcerated. So let's see what Gene said. So the art of dialogue, as reported by All Hip Hop, in the interview, they said that Gene Deal alleged that prosecutors are struggling to get Sean Combs' ex-partner, Gina H., to testify in Manhattan court. The reason for this, according to Deal, is because Puffy allegedly gave her $2 million and other considerations to allegedly keep her quiet. He said they want the prosecution to hurry up to bring Gina in so Gina could paint the picture that like everything was consenting because she's been paid off. And that's what Gene Deal alleged concerning Diddy. He said she took the $2 million payment from Diddy. I think Diddy may have gave her $2 million or something like that. Got her in school, gave her an apartment out in LA, still was messing with him. Come on, man. Brainwashed. So they claim that he gave her a couple of million of dollars so she can be quiet. Yeah, I see a little bit of it, but again, this is some weak stuff, like you just said. I see the extortion too, like I said yesterday, and I see maybe some fraud and some bribery. I see those things right there. And of course, we all see the domestic violence. Okay, we all see that, but that's not part of the, the RICO and all the other stuff. So anyway, speaking of Gene Deal, he was reportedly banned from Diddy's trial. Allegedly, he engaged in a physical altercation outside of the courthouse. So I don't know if this is 100% true. This is allegedly, okay, and so we will see. And then some people are thinking that Donald Trump may pardon Diddy as well. So we're going to see about that. And it was also noted that allegedly his attorneys are already, trying to get that, make that successful. So let's see what else we got here. I think that's it. Yep, I think that's it so far. Um, I was telling you guys about some kind of deal thing that Diddy um, does while he in jail. Let me see if I can find it real quick. If I don't find it, I'll tell you guys about it tomorrow. I don't see it on here. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Here it is right here. Sean Diddy Combs is making millions even in prison thanks to wealthy travelers. Let's see here. So you can definitely, do some things while you're incarcerated. They said he earned about 4.1 million ever since his arrest in September 2024. So he's making money while he's incarcerated. So that 4.1 million came through a passive source of income, okay? Okay, so it is what it is. So he's making money while he's incarcerated. Okay, so yeah, I do think that's it for everything Sean Combs. Let me look at this one thing. Hold on, let me look at this one thing right here before let me wrap up his case for the night. And then I'm gonna tell you all this other story, and then we're gonna get ready to get out of here. This is 1:22. So let me see if I can do this very quickly. Hold on. So anyway, I was asking, hold on. It's a lot of shit, man, to read. Goodness. This is a long summary. So I was asking, how is this case looking for Sean Combs? Okay. Anyway, as we know, Sean Combs is facing some serious charges. Okay. Racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking, and transportation to engage in the P word. These are federal charges that carry a significant potential prison sentence if he is convicted. The prosecution has presented a series of witnesses, including former employees and alleged victims, some testifying under, fake names like Maya. And Maya has provided consistent and often graphic accounts of alleged misconduct, abuse, and coercion, just like some of the other people. Witnesses have described a pattern of alleged physical abuse, including severe assaults on Cassie. Testimony has detailed alleged sexual assaults and exploitation. Sorry, YouTube. With Maya specifically alleging multiple sexual assaults by Combs during her 8-year employment, often involving coercion and manipulation. Former associates have described a toxic and chaotic work environment, forced de-use threats, and a culture of fear and control, aiming to establish the racketeering enterprise. Now, here are the aspects of the charges. And the first thing that I read is actually, hold on. The first thing I read, hold on, is the mounting witness testimony, okay? So now I'm going to tell you guys about this right here. Hold on, let me get to it. Not that, I'm past it. Hold on, y'all, give me time. I think I passed it. Hold on. So I think I was on, did I already do the mounting witness test? I think I did that. Let me go down to the next one. Did I? Let's see. It doesn't look like. Okay, no, I didn't tell you guys about this. I think I read the other one. Yeah, I think I did all this one. Let's see. Oh no, I got to go back to where I was at. So I think I stopped here. I told y'all about Maya, and she was consistent about all her stuff. And then Cassie detailed alleged sexual assaults, exploitation um, with Maya specifically alleging multiple sexual assaults by Combs during her 8-year employment. Okay, I think I already went over this. Often involving coercion and manipulation. And then former associates have described a toxic and chaotic work environment, forced de-use threats, and a culture of fear and control, aiming to establish the racketeering enterprise. So this is the aspects of the charges. Witnesses have also connected Combs to incidents like the firebombing of Kid Cudi's car, which the prosecution is using to show a pattern of intimidation and control. Then corroborating evidence. Beyond witness testimony, the prosecution has presented evidence such as the widely publicized video of Combs assaulting Cassie, which visually supports some of the verbal accounts. Defense challenges. Combs' defense team, led by Mark Agnafilo, is working to counter the prosecution's narrative by attacking witnesses' credibility, questioning the consistency of witness accounts, suggesting financial motivations for testifying, and highlighting inconsistencies in their past statements. Maya initially not reporting sexual abuse to prosecutors. Okay. Now, the mutual violence argument. The defense has indicated they plan to argue that some relationships were characterized by mutual violence or consensual kink rather than abuse. So I guess they're talking about some of the relationship involved. It was willing. Let me see if I can do this right. Some of the relationships where they were saying that it was mutual violence, or either, they consented to the wild, crazy stuff they were doing actually, even if it includes or involves, hitting someone. They're saying that they consented to all of this. And then they say rather than abuse, particularly in relations to Cassie. Okay, so with Cassie, they're trying to say that her stuff was consensual and that the mutual violence, the violence they had, it was mutual. Okay. Now, legal experts note that mutual abuse is not a recognized legal defense, and the focus remains on who had power and control. Okay, the next one is denying criminal enterprise. While they may concede some personal issues, the defense is striving to prove that Combs did not operate a criminal enterprise. Now, as we know, Sean's team did try to request a mistrial, but it was denied. And I told you guys why that was denied the other day. Now, so the overall outlook, the prosecution has presented a powerful case so far, with multiple witnesses detailing similar patterns of alleged behavior over many years, creating a compelling narrative. The testimony from alleged victims like Cassie and Maya has been particularly impactful due to its graphic nature and consistency. While the defense is actively challenging the prosecution case, Combs is facing very serious allegations supported by extensive testimony. The trial is expected to continue for several more weeks, and the defense still has the opportunity to present its full case. However, based on the evidence presented to date, it appears to be a highly challenging situation for Sean Combs. And there you go. Okay. All right. So what y'all think about that? So anyway, like I said, always say, tomorrow I think Maya will still be on the stand, and I don't know who else they have, but I'll definitely be watching it. But not watching it, but listening and stuff to all the reports and stuff, and then I'll do another recap tomorrow. All right, regarding that. So that is it with Sean Combs' Day 12 trial recap. Now I just want to tell y'all a real quick story about this parent who had to unalive the PED. There was a PEDO. Okay, so let me tell y'all about this real quick. Hold on. I think I'm on the wrong phone. Hold on, y'all. I'm on the wrong phone. Well, let's go and get this story. So y'all do know that President Trump pardoned rapper NBA YoungBoy. Okay, so he pardoned him. He pardoned Todd and his wife Chrisley, from Chrisley Knows Best. And I believe he pardoned that dude, what's his name? I can't remember the guy's name, the gang leader or whatever he was, or is. He pardoned him as well. I can't remember his name right now. And a lot of people think that Diddy will be sometime pardoning himself. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all one thing. They was talking about in TMZ that Prince security stopped Diddy from attacking Cassie at a party. Okay, I forgot to tell you guys that. Let me see what happened real quick. You better stop. Sorry about that, y'all. They said Prince security intervened when Diddy was starting to attack Cassie outside a party hosted by the Purple Rain singer, Prince. And that's according to, I guess, Maya. She testified that today in court. Yeah, she said she worked for Diddy as his personal assistant and later as director of development and acquisitions for Revolt Films, a media company Diddy founded. I don't know why she had to continue to, thank you, Tony Larry Hoover. I don't know why she would want to continue to work for this dude after he did all this raping and everything else. Anyway, Maya told the jury she witnessed Diddy get physically violent with Cassie on multiple occasions, including a 2010 party hosted by Prince. She testified the night before the party, Diddy told her to stay with Cassie and that he was going to be at his house with his kids. She said she heard about Prince's party and she and Cassie debated like little kids if they should sneak out and go to the bash. The issue, Maya told the jury she and Cassie were not allowed to go where they wanted when they were together, and that when they did something without Diddy's permission, they would be punished in bad, scary, and terrifying ways. Maya says she and Cassie ended up going to Prince's party, where Prince performed for partygoers on a little table. She told jurors she saw Diddy show up and they locked eyes. She said she thought, oh crap, and Cassie booked it out of the party. Okay, so that's crazy. Hold on. So that's crazy, man. Let's see what else they say, right? Because we have to read the rest of it. So she testified the night before the party, Diddy told her to stay with Cassie and that he was going to be at his house with his kids. She said she heard about Prince's party and she and Cassie debated like little kids if they should go. And they did go. And then she also said that, Cassie or her could not go where they where Diddy did not allow them to go. All right, especially when her and Cassie was together. And then she said if they did something without Diddy's permission, they both will be punished in beds in a bad, scary, and terrifying way. So when Cassie ran out of that party, Maya said she went with Cassie across the street to some woods or bushes, but Diddy caught Cassie and had her on the ground and started to attack her before Princess Security intervened. Maya said the next day, HR told her Diddy was suspending her without pay, and that Diddy had said she was being, you know, unruly, basically. Okay. So she said that they asked her about working for Diddy, and she said that his moods changed a lot. She described being targeted by Diddy in alleged violent incidents, being thrown against a wall, having things thrown at her, having an ice bucket put on her head, slamming her arms into a door, and she says he actually assaulted her more than once. She said one of the first times she met Diddy, he was in his underwear at his apartment after a human resource person had left. She also testified that she stood up for 5 days straight to work, taking Adderall, extended release. That's crazy. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, she definitely experienced a lot of stuff. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Her and Cassie. Gosh. But again, I asked this question again. Oh my God. Why did these people keep coming back to this man if he was doing all these things? And I do know that people be scared, but still, goodness, he didn't get any. You know what? If he did all of these things that these people are alleging, right? It didn't seem like he got any better. It seemed like he was doing more and more things. Amos said, thank you so much for tuning in. Seems like he was getting worse and worse. And eventually he would have, unalived somebody, beating the crap out of them. So this is a trip, but she will be back on stand tomorrow. And I don't know what more she could say. It seemed like she said everything, earlier today. I mean, what more can she say? But I guess we'll find out tomorrow, okay? So anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the other story that I was going to tell you guys about. So this is it right here. Okay, let me change this little banner real quick. Let me hurry up because it's already 1:40 out here. So let me just put the breaking news thing right there, okay, for this one. So anyway, this mom shoots a convicted child, you know what? And guess where he was found at? He was found in bed with a 12-year-old, okay? That's crazy. A 12-year-old girl. And that 12-year-old girl was the daughter of the lady who shot him. All right. So according to an affidavit filed in Marion County, the fire, hold on, I read this wrong. Okay. An affidavit filed in Marion County that fired the shot May 24th at Bruce Pierce, who is classified as a actually violent predator by the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Anyway, When the police officers were dispatched to a Baymont Inn for an attempted rape call, they soon learned the man accused of committing that act had been shot and was taken to a hospital, police said. Officers spoke to family members of the victim, including one relative who said the 12-year-old had been communicating online and on the phone, according to the affidavit. Now, she further said that Pierce had been trying to get her to run away with him. The relative said the 12-year-old and her sibling woke her up when their mother had not come home, police said. They went to the Baymont Inn to find her, and they found the mother in the lobby with Pierce. It's unclear the relationship between Pierce and the victim's mother, as some members of the family began taking the mother's belongings to their car. The 12-year-old girl was left alone with Pierce in the hotel room, police said. Why? The victim told officers Pierce told her she could sit on his bed, according to the affidavit. When she did, Pierce began grabbing her arms, pinning them to the bed as he began to rip off her clothing. Pierce had his GUN on the bed, and the victim's mother heard the child saying, "No, no, no," as she returned to the room. She opened the door to discover Pierce on top of her daughter, with her tank top and underwear ripped, according to the court documents. The mother shot Pierce, and she and her daughter ran from the hotel before calling police, according to the affidavit. A detective who responded to the hotel found blood on the walls and floor and several blood-covered items in the vicinity of spent shell casings and live rounds. Pierce's injuries were not specified. He was charged with attempted rape, attempted unlawful possession of a firearm by a serious violent felon, and criminal confinement of a victim under 14 years of age. Okay, that's according to the court records. So this man was also convicted of child, in 2 counties in 2016, and he was sentenced to 8 years in prison. And that's according to the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Okay. So what do you got to say about that story? Somebody said people who shoot people who sleep with their children should not go to jail. And she said, I won't change my mind. So I wonder was the mom dating this man? And if she was, did she not know about him being because of what he did allegedly in 2016? She didn't know about any of this. That's why you get to do background checks, okay? Somebody said the mother should be free and not charged. Throw that woman a party. She did what any parent would do in a situation. And then another commenter said, but why did she even let her daughter get in that situation? Okay, thinking it was okay to let her 12-year-old stay in a hotel room with a child M who had already been convicted. And that's the truth. Somebody said the mother is an idiot and should be convicted for being an idiot. Let's see what else they got. One more comment. Another commenter said, am I the only one wondering why he was ever allowed out of prison? Okay, so that's a tripped out story. But, honestly, I'm glad that she caught him and that she, did what she needed to do, because we can't be letting these people harm our kids and things like that and just get away with it. So I don't blame her for going off like that, And my prayers are stretched out, for her daughter and things like that. And I'm glad the man didn't get a chance to actually break the daughter or anything. But also, parents, y'all got to teach our kids about that online safety. Talking to these men that's too old or men posing as kids and stuff. And, you can ask them certain questions and things like that. And then you can find out if they are, around the same age. But anyway, it is what it is. It's a shame that this weirdo was even let out of prison in the first place. He should have remained in there. It doesn't even make any sense. So anyway, guys, it is 1 hour and 46 minutes that we've been on here. Actually, 1 hour and 56 minutes that we've been on here. It's 1:46 a.m. out here on the West Coast. So we are definitely getting ready to get out of here because your girl is tired. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for day 13. Day 13 of Diddy's trial. All right, so thank you to Jermaine for always being here, Tony Bands, Most Hated Bronze. Let's see, Kim B. And who else? Let's see. I'm going down the thing real quick, y'all. And Pyle Bunyan. Thank you so much. And I think I said Tony Bands. Thank you too. And thanks to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches this video in the replay. All right. Y'all don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below. And hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment. All right. So let's go ahead and change that. There you go. And I'm ready to get out of here with, the theme song. And y'all have a good night. And I'll see y'all tomorrow or later on tonight. And don't forget, tomorrow's Fuckery Friday too. So we'll be talking about a lot of fuckery news and things like that. All right. Good night, y'all. Have a blessed night. Have a blessed Friday as well. Okay. Peace out. Let me change all these banners, then I'll put the song and stuff on. All right, y'all. We are getting ready to get out. Peace out, y'all. Take care.
She's loud, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Mic hot, crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shade walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, then laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let gang, get back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, then laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right, yeah, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tune, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tune, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tune, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tune, press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tune, press replay. And you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live